Hello there, I thought I'd pop on and share the finished woodpecker. So, I apologise in advance for my nails. I've been tea dyeing paper and very stupidly did not put rubber gloves on, forgetting the pages out of the bowl. But they'll be clean in a few days, I'm sure. Anyway, I stitched down the background with just a running stitch around the edge. I did trim down the panel of the bird so that you could see the background, but I wanted to leave some of the blue in there just to make sure that he stood out a little bit, and that's just a running stitch around there as well. I've then taken the twine and I cut it into small sections and just couched it down. Some bits I've left sticking out loose, just to give the effect of branches. Then I've grabbed some of the leftover pieces of DMC and I've left it as the 6 strands, and I've just looped it around a coffee stirrer, stitched around that again, snipped underneath, and it's given this wonderful soft texture. So it could be moss, lichen, feathers, you know, his little nest is well feathered. He has got some stitching on his back. I did some stitching with the grey, the pale grey all the way around and down his beak, and also the red on his head as well. I added, well, I matted and layered the word woodpecker in the end at the bottom. I was going to stitch it that way around, but I changed my mind. I much preferred it there. So to finish off, it just needed something else. And I didn't know what, but it needed something that would go into the background. So the giant pot of beads came out again, and I've just added some of the white iridescent and the limey green ones on, so a few in this corner and then to balance a few more at the top. So that's him done, and I'm really happy with him, actually, really pleased with him. So the other idea, the other panel that I found, which was the Cathy Holden, oh gosh, I've got a pile of fabric. Let's just shuffle a little bit. There we go, you can see it now. I started stitching this one. I'm not very happy because I've gone skew whiffed here. So this is all just basically tacked down. So this was from a Cathy Holden fabric I shared last time, I think. And this was cut out of the same piece of fabric. That's is it the top of a cotton reel? Oh no. No, it could be anything. Druggists and Importers of Chicago. So I've gone over, I haven't embroidered anything onto this one. I'm still not sure if I'm going to do, but I have added beads, some of the green beads, into the centres of the flowers. And what I'm thinking of doing, because this, having gone skew whiffed, is really annoying me. So I'm thinking of finding something. It won't be this, but this is just to give the idea of just popping something across to disguise that fact that is a bit lopsided. You know, just something across there to give the illusion. So if I keep it straight with the bottom and then add something down there and maybe put some words on it, some writing of some sort, that's kind of what I'm thinking, because otherwise it's just going to really annoy me. The little padded hearts I just stitched on, so that kind of balanced out with the gingham, which is vintage. It could possibly a vintage tablecloth. And then I'm just going to have a ribbon to hold it closed. So inside I've used Cathy Holden fabric again, which I love this one. I think it's a beautiful colour, and I've just stitched carefully all the way around the edge, catching in the ribbon. I'm going to stitch across there. I'll stitch in the middle, so I'll have 1, 2 and then a bigger pocket on this side. So I'm up to stitching on this side now, hence the big sharp, really sharp pins on this side. So that's ready for me to do that. But I think while this is still free, I just need to work out what I want to stitch on here, and it will be easier to stitch on like that. So I did go shopping. My favourite shop had 20% off over the weekend, and I did buy a couple of pieces in the sale. This is part of the art journal collection. So let me show you. Where is it? I can see you, you're hiding. There we go. So it's Riley Blake Designs, but this is the sewing journal that I was telling you about in the last video. So I wasn't quick enough to grab the fabric that I wanted. I literally watched it disappear from the shop in front of my eyes. So I thought, right, okay, not meant to be. I just wanted to grab some basics. So this is the white graph paper, it's called, with the red lines on it. So I quite like that. And then I wanted some ginghams because I hadn't got any neutral gingham. And I like the idea of Suffolk puffs in gingham, not Suffolk punches. Suffolk punches are Shire horses. I've investigated. I knew there was a Suffolk punch, and it just, yeah. So Suffolk puffs is what I've been making. I've been trying to do about 10 a day, just so I have a little stash of them. So I've got the taupe colour, and these are Riley Blake, and these are Laurie Holt. These are Being My Bonnet 2022. So they're a good staple, you know. So I literally got a metre. In fact, this next one, I think there was 0.6 of a metre of that one available. That one is, let me tell you. Oh, this is the one I couldn't read the name properly. This is Andover Fabrics and Renee Nannyman of, I can't read that, Needle to Love, is it? Could be Needle to Love. Anyway, I like the colour of that one. I thought that would be great backgrounds or Suffolk puffs. And again, I wanted this sagey green. So every moment is a fresh beginning. Oh, that's different again. This one's Corioda of Coriander Quilts for Moda. So yeah, and a metre of that one. So these were the journal pages that I was trying to get hold of, and I want to make some more project bags, and I want to stitch them and use some hand sewing on them as well. So I literally got a panel, they sold in panels. So I've got that panel with the adverts on. Then there's this panel which has got, I want to open it all out, a mixture of different stitching images on, taking measurements and all kinds of small adverts on the side as well. And this one, this is another panel, and again, oops, hope you can't hear my tummy rumbling, is a great size for doing notebook covers or for doing project bags. So there are all kinds of images on here that can be stitched onto common thread. I just think that they're just fabulous images. I really like them. I don't know how I've not seen these before. So give that one a quick fold. And this one, this is a panel again, and it's just repeated. So it's the ladies all in a row, and that's going to be a sewing bag because, as you know, I've become quite addicted to cross stitch. And I always said, I'm going to be faithful and just stitch one project at a time. How do these ladies deal with more than 2 projects? And I've turned into one. I have turned into one of those ladies. Yeah, I'm on half a dozen, I think, at the moment. So I'm going to be busy making myself some project bags over the next few weeks. So I'll show you those when I've stitched them. The other thing I found, whilst I'm catching back up again with my sewing, is Betty. Do you remember Betty? So I will get back to her. I've added some fabric onto her. Can she fit in? Can we go bigger? Whoop. There we go. So Betty, I'd added the colour onto her. I'd built all the colour up, and this was using the Inktense pencils, and I wasn't quite sure what I was going to do with her. She's going to be a project bag. So I've added on, I must be in gingham mode at the moment, we've got a strip of lime green gingham at the top and also at the bottom. There we go, she's embroidered Betty by Michelle Holmes. And then some fabric down the sides, which was a scrap of fabric that I had. And then this is where the Suffolk puffs came in. I wanted some green ones, so this is from the new fabric that I got, and that's some of the one left over from this, and then this is some of the vintage. So I'm going to add a few onto the bag, and I'm going to start embroidering onto Betty as well, and pick her back up because she deserves to be finished. She deserves to be finished and used. I mean, she's not far off finished. So yeah, I need to definitely get myself in gear. So now I've finished the woodpecker. I know there's a new prompt out this week, this Wednesday. So I'm going to have a couple of days of embroidering onto Betty. I'll give her a press and then I'll stitch these on, and then we'll play hunt the buttons to add over the top. And yeah, that's the plan for this week. The weather's very mixed here in North Wales. It's quite warm, but it's also quite cloudy. So I think we may be in for a storm, but we'll see. It changes hour by hour. Okie dokie, hope everybody's well. I'm heading off now to finish watching Create and Craft with Christine. I'm halfway through watching a stash video and drooling at all the Tilda fabrics and Liberty fabrics, and holy moly, you have to go and have a look at that. Okie dokie, see you all soon. Bye.